Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying that the most significant battles you will ever fight are not with the people around you, but within the chambers of your own mind. The greatest enemy of progress is not the storm outside, but the whispers of doubt within. For years, I lived with a mindset of limitations. I was waiting for circumstances to change, for someone to recognize me, for the perfect opportunity to appear. But one day I asked myself a question that shook me to my core. What if the breakthrough I'm waiting for is waiting for me to step up? That question awakened something within me. It made me realize that change doesn't begin with the environment, it begins with me. I shifted my mindset in 3 powerful ways, and that shift changed everything instantly. Allow me to share those with you. Success begins the moment you take full responsibility for your life. It's easy to look around and point fingers at circumstances, people, or past experiences as the reasons why things haven't worked out as you hoped. The economy, unfair systems, unsupportive relationships, or even the family you were born into often become the scapegoats for our lack of progress. However, when we live in the mindset of blame, we hand over our power to everything and everyone but ourselves. Blame is the language of the powerless, and it keeps us stuck, waiting for external conditions to change before we can move forward. When I realized this, everything shifted. I came to understand that no one owed me success, not my family, my friends, or society. I stopped waiting for someone else to rescue me, to offer me a perfect opportunity, or to recognize my potential. Instead, I decided to take ownership of my choices, my outcomes, and ultimately my life. This wasn't just a small change in thinking, it was a foundational shift. It meant looking at every area of my life, my career, my relationships, my personal growth, and asking myself, what am I doing to make this better? Taking responsibility is not about guilt or self-pity. It's about empowerment. When you take responsibility, you acknowledge that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you absolutely control how you respond to it. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every reaction you choose builds the life you live. Responsibility means owning not just your successes, but also your failures. It means recognizing that the habits you nurture and the mindset you adopt play a more significant role in your life than external forces ever could. One of the most liberating realizations I had was that I didn't need perfect conditions to start changing my life. Too often we wait for the right time for more money, more connections, or fewer challenges. But that waiting is a trap. The truth is, the right time is when you decide it is. Taking responsibility means stepping out with what you have and making the most of it. It means seeing yourself as the solution, not the victim of your circumstances. This shift in mindset also redefined my relationship with problems. When you take responsibility, problems no longer feel like insurmountable obstacles. They become opportunities to grow, to learn, and to improve. Every challenge becomes a mirror reflecting areas where you can become stronger. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I began asking, what is this teaching me? That single change in perspective turns setbacks into setups for success. Taking responsibility also requires honesty. It demands that you look at your life without excuses. Are you stuck in a job you dislike? Taking responsibility means asking what steps you can take today to move toward a career you love. Are your relationships unfulfilling? Responsibility means evaluating what you can change in your behavior to build better connections. This level of honesty can be uncomfortable, but it's also the gateway to growth. It's important to note that taking responsibility doesn't mean you do everything alone. It means you acknowledge that your life is your responsibility, even if you seek help, guidance, or resources from others. It's about leading the charge in your own journey and being intentional about the path you choose to walk. When I embraced responsibility, I stopped waiting for external validation and started building my own foundation. I understood that the power to create the life I wanted was already within me. It just required activation. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's freedom. It's the moment you stop reacting to life and start creating it. That is the beginning of true transformation. One of the most profound realizations in life is that clarity of vision determines the quality of your direction. For years, I drifted hoping that somehow things would fall into place. I believed that working hard and staying consistent would automatically lead me to success. But I discovered something critical. Effort without a clear destination It's like running on a treadmill. You exert energy but never truly move forward. Vision is the foundation upon which all meaningful success is built. It is the ability to see your life not as it is, but as it could be. It's the blueprint that guides your decisions, shapes your priorities, and fuels your persistence when challenges arise. Without a vision, life becomes reactive. You spend your time responding to whatever comes your way instead of proactively creating the future you desire. When I began to craft a vision for my life, everything changed. I asked myself a crucial question: who do I want to become? This question wasn't about what I wanted to achieve or acquire, but about the person I wanted to be. Success isn't just about external accomplishments. It's about aligning your life with a purpose that resonates deeply with you. I realized that a clear vision of the future starts with understanding what truly matters to you, your values, your passions, and your unique calling. Vision is not just an abstract idea. It is a concrete plan that shapes your actions. Once I had a vision of where I wanted to go, I began to see my daily life differently. Every decision I made was weighed against that vision. Does this action move me closer to my goals, or does it take me further away? This question became my guide. I stopped wasting time on distractions and started focusing on what mattered. Vision gave my life discipline. It made it easier to say no to things that didn't align with my purpose because I was saying a bigger yes to my future. A powerful vision also ignites passion. It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning and face the day with determination, even when the road gets tough. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but a clear vision keeps you anchored. It reminds you why you started and what you're working toward. Without vision, those challenges can feel overwhelming. With vision, they become stepping stones. Another lesson I learned about vision is its ability to expand your perspective. When I crafted my vision, I realized that my previous goals were far too small. I had limited myself to what seemed practical or realistic. But vision isn't about playing it safe, it's about imagining what's possible. I began to dream bigger, not because I had all the resources or skills at the time, but because I understood that vision calls you to grow. It challenges you to become the person capable of achieving what you see. Vision also requires consistency. A dream is not enough, it must be translated into action. I learned to break down my vision into smaller, manageable steps. Each day became an opportunity to make progress, no matter how small. Over time, those small steps added up, and I began to see my vision taking shape. This process taught me that vision isn't just about the destination, it's about the journey of becoming and achieving. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of vision is how it influences those around you. A clear vision is magnetic. When you are focused and driven, you inspire others to pursue their dreams. Vision doesn't just benefit you, it creates a ripple effect that impacts your family, your community, and the world. In the end, vision is not just a tool for success, it's a way of living. It gives your life meaning and direction. It's the force that propels you forward when everything else tells you to stop. When you embrace a clear vision for your life, you unlock a level of purpose and potential that can transform not just your circumstances, but also the person you are destined to become. Belief is the invisible force that shapes the visible outcomes of your life. It took me years to understand that the limits I saw in my life were not external, they were internal. Every barrier I faced, every opportunity I hesitated to seize, every dream I abandoned wasn't because of a lack of ability or resources, but because of a lack of belief. Belief is the foundation of all great achievements, and without it, even the most talented, intelligent, or well-connected individuals remain stuck. For a long time, I thought I had to see tangible evidence before I could believe in myself. I wanted guarantees, proof that I was capable before I took the leap. But belief doesn't work that way. It's not something you wait for, it's something you decide. The moment I chose to believe in my potential, everything began to change. I realized that belief is a mindset, a choice to see possibilities where others see limitations and to act in faith, even when the odds seem stacked against you. One of the most important shifts I made was understanding that belief is the antidote to fear. Fear whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? But belief answers, what if you succeed? What if you already have everything you need within you? When you choose belief over fear, you begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow. You stop shrinking back from life and start stepping boldly into it. Belief also redefines how you see failure. Without belief, failure feels fine and becomes proof that you were never capable to begin with. But with belief, failure becomes a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey towards success. When I began to see failures as lessons rather than defeats, my resilience grew. I stopped being afraid to take risks because I knew that even if I stumbled, I was still moving forward. Belief doesn't guarantee that you'll never fail. It guarantees that failure won't stop you. Another lesson I learned is that belief is not passive. It's active. It's not enough to say you believe in your dreams or your potential. You have to act on that belief. I started aligning my actions with my declarations. If I said I believe I could achieve something, I made sure my behavior reflected that belief. I stopped procrastinating, stopped doubting, and started doing. Belief without action is just wishful thinking. But when belief fuels action, it becomes unstoppable. Belief is also contagious. When you truly believe in yourself, it changes how you carry yourself. You walk with confidence, speak with conviction, and inspire others to believe in you as well. People are drawn to those who believe in their own potential because it reminds them of what's possible for themselves. I found that when I embraced belief, opportunities seemed to appear more frequently, not because the world changed, but because I changed. Another powerful aspect of belief is that it unlocks creativity and resourcefulness. When you believe something is possible, your mind begins to search for ways to make it happen. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you start seeing what you can use. Problems become puzzles, and limitations become challenges to overcome. I stopped saying, I can't afford this, or I don't have the skills, and started asking, how can I make this work? That simple shift in mindset opened doors I never thought possible. The journey of belief also requires consistent reinforcement. Doubts will creep in, especially when the road gets tough. I learned to counter those doubts with affirmations and declarations. I would speak over my life, I am capable. I am equipped. I am enough. These words weren't empty, they were reminders of the truth. Over time, those affirmations reshaped my self-perception and solidified my belief. Ultimately, belief is the foundation upon which your dreams are built. It is the fuel that keeps you moving, the lens through which you see opportunity, and the force that turns possibility into realities. When you choose to believe in yourself, you unlock a power that no circumstance, failure, or opposition can take away. Belief is not just about seeing what's possible, it's about becoming the person capable of achieving it. That is the power of belief. It transforms not just your life, but the very essence of who you are. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and unexpected detours. For a long time, I viewed these problems as setbacks, roadblocks, and ended my progress and slowed me down. But over time, I realized that this perspective was holding me back more than the challenges themselves. The way we interpret problems determines whether they will limit us or elevate us. The moment I began to see problems not as enemies, but as opportunities, my life began to change in ways I could never have imagined. The first shift I made was understanding that problems are inevitable. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you aim to achieve, challenges will appear. They are part of the human experience, and resisting them only creates frustration. Instead of wishing for a life without problems, I began to embrace them as an integral part of growth. Every challenge I faced came with the opportunity to learn something new, to stretch beyond my comfort zone, and to become better equipped for the journey ahead. One of the most profound lessons I learned is that problems are not the issue, it's how you approach them that makes the difference. When you see a problem as an insurmountable obstacle, you freeze and fear that takes over. But when you view it as a puzzle to be solved, your mindset shifts to one of curiosity and creativity. Problems force us to think differently, to innovate, and to find solutions we might not have considered otherwise. They push us to tap into strengths and abilities we didn't even know we had. I also began to notice that problems often contain hidden opportunities. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in life come disguised as challenges. It's not always obvious at first, but with the right mindset, you can uncover the opportunity within the difficulty. For example, a setback at work might force you to develop new skills or explore a different career path that ultimately leads to greater fulfillment. A strained relationship might teach you valuable lessons about communication and boundaries, equipping you for healthier connections in the future. Problems are rarely just problems, they are doors to growth waiting to be opened. Another critical realization was that problems reveal character. When everything is going well, it's easy to stay optimistic, confident, and focused. But when challenges arise, they test your patience, perseverance, and determination. How you respond to those moments defines who you are. I began to see problems as mirrors reflecting areas where I could improve. Instead of being discouraged, I saw them as opportunities to strengthen my resilience and refine my character. I also discovered that problems are often stepping stones to greater things. Every great success story is filled with moments of adversity. The challenges you face today may be preparing you for the opportunities of tomorrow. Each time you overcome a problem, you build confidence in your ability to handle the next one. This creates a cycle of growth that propels you forward. I realized that the challenges I once feared were actually shaping me into the person I needed to become to achieve my goals. Another important aspect of embracing problems is the power of perspective. When you focus solely on the difficulty of a situation, it can feel overwhelming. But when you step back and view the problem in the context of the bigger picture, it often loses its power. I started asking myself questions like, what can I learn from this? And how will this prepare me for the future? These questions helped me shift from frustration to gratitude, even in the midst of challenges. Lastly, I realized that facing problems head-on builds a sense of accomplishment and pride. There's something incredibly empowering about solving a difficult issue or overcoming a significant obstacle. It reminds you of your strength, your resourcefulness, and your ability to adapt. Each challenge you conquer becomes a testament to your growth and a reminder that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. In the end, problems are not meant to break you, they are meant to build you. They are the tests that refine your character, the lessons that expand your wisdom, and the opportunities that propel you forward. When you shift your mindset, embrace problems as a necessary part of your journey, you unlock a level of growth and resilience that transforms not only your circumstances, but also the person you are becoming. As I began to shape my life around purpose and vision, one thing became abundantly clear. The habits I cultivated and the people I surrounded myself with were either propelling me forward or holding me back. This realization was both liberating and sobering. Liberating because it meant I had the power to choose habits and associations that aligned with my goals, and sobering because it required me to take an honest look at my daily routines and relationships. Success, I discovered, is not just about talent or ambition. It's about consistency and alignment. Habits are the building blocks of our lives. What we do repeatedly shapes who we become. For years, I underestimated the power of small, consistent actions. I thought success required massive, sweeping changes, but the truth is that it often comes down to the seemingly insignificant choices we make every day. I began to evaluate my habits, asking myself, do these actions move me closer to the life I envision, or are they keeping me stuck? It was a difficult question because it forced me to confront behaviors that felt comfortable, but were ultimately unproductive. One of the first habits I adopted was intentional time management. I realized that time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and how we use it determines the trajectory of our lives. I started planning my days with purpose, allocating time for activities that aligned with my vision. This included setting aside time for learning, personal development, and working on my goals. I also became more protective of my time, saying no to distractions and commitments that didn't serve my purpose. Another critical habit was embracing a growth mindset. I committed to learning something new every day, whether it was through reading, listening to podcasts, or seeking out mentors. Growth became a daily practice, and over time it transformed the way I saw challenges and opportunities. By feeding my mind with knowledge and inspiration, I was equipping myself to handle life's demands with greater confidence and clarity. But habits alone are not enough. The people you surround yourself with play an equally significant role in shaping your life. I began to assess my relationships with the same level of scrutiny I applied to my habits. Are these people encouraging my growth, or are they pulling me away from my purpose? Are they challenging me to be better, or are they content with mediocrity? These questions helped me identify which relationships were worth nurturing and which ones I needed to distance myself from. The truth is, the company you keep has a profound influence on your mindset and behavior. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision, who challenge you to think bigger, and who inspire you to take action. These are the people who will hold you accountable when you feel like giving up, and celebrate your wins when you succeed. On the other hand, negative or complacent influences can drain your energy and reinforce limiting beliefs. I learned to seek out relationships that uplifted and inspired me, even if it meant stepping away from old connections that no longer aligned with my goals. This process wasn't easy. Letting go of habits and associations that felt familiar was uncomfortable. But the more I aligned my daily actions and relationship with my purpose, the more progress I made. My life began to reflect the vision I had for it, not because of luck or chance, but because of intentional alignment. Ultimately, habits and associations are like the soil in which your vision is planted. If the soil is fertile, nurtured by productive routines and supportive people, your vision will grow and flourish. If the soil is poor, filled with destructive habits and toxic relationships, it will be a constant struggle to make progress. This understanding reinforced my commitment to cultivating a life that supports my dreams. Success doesn't happen by accident. It is the result of deliberate choices, consistent habits, and intentional relationships. When your actions and associations align with your vision, you create an environment where growth and success become inevitable. This alignment isn't just a strategy, it's a way of living that transforms your potential into reality. Words are powerful. They shape the way we see ourselves, the world, and our future. For much of my life, I underestimated the impact of the words I spoke, not only to others, but also to myself. I didn't realize that my internal dialogue and the declarations I made about my life were setting the tone for everything I experienced. The moment I became intentional about my words, everything began to change. I learned that what you say aligns with what you believe, and what you believe ultimately manifests in your actions and outcomes. Positive declarations are more than just hopeful statements. They are tools for transformation. When you declare something over your life, you are setting the foundation for how you think, feel, and act. For years, I let negative self-talk dominate my thoughts. I would say things like, I'm not good enough, this is too hard, or I'll never succeed. These words weren't just empty statements. They were reinforcing limiting beliefs and creating a reality where I held myself back. Once I realized this, I made a conscious decision to speak differently. Instead of focusing on my limitations, I began to focus on my potential. I replaced negative declarations with positive ones. I am capable. I am resourceful. I am worthy of success. At first, these words felt strange, like I was trying to convince myself of something I didn't fully believe. But over time, something incredible happened. The more I repeated these affirmations, the more I started to internalize them. They began to reshape my mindset, replacing doubt and fear with confidence and determination. Positive declarations don't work like magic. They require consistency and belief. It's not enough to say the words once and hope for a miracle. You have to make them a daily practice, speaking them over your life, even when circumstances seem to contradict them. When I faced challenges or setbacks, I didn't allow my words to reflect despair or defeat. Instead, I spoke hope and resilience. This is temporary. I have the strength to overcome this. I am growing through this experience. These declarations became my anchor, keeping me grounded in faith and possibility even during difficult times. One of the most profound shifts I experienced was understanding that words not only influence your mindset, but also your energy and actions. When you declare positivity and confidence, you begin to act in alignment with those declarations. For example, when I told myself I am resourceful, I started looking for solutions instead of focusing on problems. When I declared I am disciplined, I found it easier to stick to my goals and routines. Your words have the power to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. They shape your behavior, which in turn shapes your results. Another powerful aspect of declarations is their ability to shift the atmosphere around you. Words are not just personal, they influence how others perceive and interact with you. When you speak confidently and positively about yourself and your vision, you project an energy that attracts opportunities and inspires others. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves. And your words can be the bridge that connects you to like-minded individuals who support your journey. It's also important to guard your words carefully. Negative declarations can be just as powerful as positive ones, but in the opposite direction. Words like I can't, it's impossible, or I'm not smart enough create barriers in your mind that can prevent you from even trying. I learned to be vigilant about the language I use, both in private and in conversations with others. Instead of saying, I don't know how, I started saying, I'll figure it out. Instead of saying, I'm stuck, I would say, I'm learning and growing through this. These small changes in language had a profound impact on my mindset and approach to challenges. Lastly, declarations are a reminder of who you are becoming. They are not just about affirming where you are today, but about aligning yourself with the future you envision. When I declared I am successful, it wasn't because I had achieved all my goals at that moment. It was because I was stepping into the identity of someone who would achieve them. Declarations help me stay focused on my vision and reinforce the belief that I was capable of making it a reality. In the end, words are not just sounds or symbols, they are seeds. Every word you speak is planting something in your life, whether it's fear or faith, doubt or confidence. By choosing to speak positive declarations, you are cultivating a mindset and environment that supports your growth and success. Your words are a reflection of your beliefs, and when you align them with your purpose, they become a powerful force for transformation. In conclusion, the transformation of a life begins with the transformation of the mind. It is the mindset you choose to adopt that shapes your reality, fuels your actions, and determines the trajectory of your journey. When you commit to clarifying your vision, embracing beliefs, seeing challenges as opportunities, aligning your habits and relationships, and speaking positive declarations, you set yourself on a path of intentional growth and purpose. Life is not merely about surviving or reacting to circumstances, it's about creating, evolving, and thriving. Each step in this process requires courage and consistency. It demands that you look beyond your current limitations and trust in the potential within you. Every shift in mindset, every intentional decision, and every word you speak has the power to move you closer to the life you are destined to live. Remember, the power to change your life begins with you. The circumstances around you may not always align with your desires, but your mindset is a choice that no one can take from you. Decide today to think differently, act differently, and speak differently. When you do, you'll find that the life you once dreamed of isn't as far away as it seemed, it's simply waiting for you to step into it.